Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Matcha Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing great. It is Thursday. It is a couple of days before the new moon, and I felt inclined to do a reading about it to see what the energy is looking like for you guys. Hold on one second. I knew I was getting something. Turn the music back on. There we go. But yeah, so with all that said, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around. And if you've already been rocking with your girl for a while, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. Also, if you're new, it would be awesome for you guys to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, hit the like button. Again, all those things that help support the channel and help stay connected. Hey, Show Empathy, how are you? Hope you're well. Oh, here we go with the sun. It was dark all, not dark, but like it was, sorry, it was overcast all day. And now, of course, because, the sun is setting soon. So, like, now the sun's on this side of the building. But it was just dark, like, just a second ago. Y'all saw that, right? I was like, damn, should I put on some more better light or something? Hey, mama. Of course, you're going to come up here right when I'm about to start reading. You wasn't even thinking about me. You wasn't thinking about me at all. Hi. But anyway, so yes, like I was saying before, this reading is going to be a collective message for you guys about the new moon that's coming in Taurus, which will be on Saturday. I know that I'm not going to do it on Friday because I have to work both of my jobs. But then Saturday, I don't know if I'll have the energy to do it then either. So, and I know like some of my girls go live and stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, we'll see. I might still go on just because, but I don't know what the topic's going to be. Can you get your butt out of my face? What the hell? um, but anyways, so now that we got some folks in here, some of my peoples are showing up. Let's also say, check out my girl, the Phoenix Priestess, who she said she just hit her 50 subscribers so she can go live. Whoop, whoop. I'm so proud of her for finally taking that leap and, doing something that she loves so much and, was a little nervous about, but she's doing it and I'm so proud. Couldn't be prouder. So definitely check my girl, the Phoenix Priestess, out, guys. She's in the comments right now. Yeah, and if you guys scroll up a little bit further, you'll also see She Radio 333. Check her out as well. Some amazing people. Hey, babe. Some amazing people. So definitely check them out. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? All right, so we're going to start with the Moonology deck. It's just the right thing to do. We're talking about moon energy, right? So why not? New moons typically represent um, new energy coming in versus how a full moon usually represents the energy that we're releasing. Hey, Monica. What's up, girl? um yes, so we're going to kind of see what you guys are maybe manifesting, things that you've been working hard at trying to welcome into your life after doing some releasing, that kind of energy. And then we're going to go from there. So I'm going to pull a few from here and see what Spirit has to say. All right, Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show them what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Here are some most accurate messages, please, and thank you. And of course, now we got the sun coming out. It's going to get bright. It was dark all day. It was raining, in fact. All right, so we have faith in your dreams, waxing moon, waxing crescent moon. That's interesting because, as I was just saying to my girl, I'm so proud of her for having that sense of faith and going after what it is that she's been wanting to do for a while when it comes to being on here. So, oh, hey, girly. I like that. I like how you said it. I don't feel spiritually or emotionally constipated anymore. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah, purging with some journaling. I like that. I like that energy a lot. So we also have on the top of the deck, a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Nice. So there's passion there. Passion. All right, we also have a personal issue reaches resolution. Nice. Full moon in Cancer. So these are some really nice energies starting out. might have been going through some tough times and kind of seeing things kind of lightening up a little bit. Maybe that's why the sun randomly decided to just start coming out as I'm starting to read. I'm like, it was dark as hell up in here, just like right before I guess I was about to change the light and then see if I needed to brighten it up in here. And, you know, it's going to kind of go in and out because of the overcast. But yeah, it seems like it's getting kind of bright. All right, so let's get a few from here. Let's do maybe 4 from here to kind of get the ball rolling, and then we're gonna read from some more decks and just kind of see what's going on with you guys. All right, so we have Be Bold and Make the First Step, Cardinal Moon here. And that card came out along with It's Time to Take Action, New Moon and Aries. Yeah, I got that fire up under your ass. And you're like, you know what? It's time to do what it do, baby. I'm going to start making some moves. And I'm really happy to see that energy starting out. Like, I feel a little bit fired up. I was a little tired before I started. I was like, whew, am I going to make it to this reading? I'm a little tired. Kids kind of whipped my ass today. But the kids, meaning my students. And it was a little bit of a rough one. I was like, I'm ready to go home. Wait for the square to be done. When we were doing the countdown, I was like, oh, what, 19 more days? Yes, say less. Or 19 days will be tomorrow. I'm like, yeah. Bottom of the deck, we have adjustments are required. 3rd quarter moon. So, yeah, you know, having to kind of make adjustments in how you move about your circumstances. Okay, I'm going to take what actually flips, which was only 2 cards out of all those cards that just slipped out of my hand. Those cards really wanted to come out, I guess. But yes, ooh, I like these. Okay, so we have, again, 2 cards. The cards are coming out in 2s right now. So, you know, it's kind of giving choices too. Pathways is what I'm kind of picking up on. Okay, so we have Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back, South Node. Along with Surrender to the Divine, full moon. So that's kind of given this energy of, you know, if you know what your self node is about, your self node is like your in a way kind of like your shadow self, for lack of a better term. It's the part of ourselves that kind of reincarnates every lifetime that we're trying to move past. It's kind of like karma. And when we kind of stay stuck in our self node, you know, those are the things that we're trying to release. So I am getting this energy. With those 2 cards coming out, I think a lot of you guys have been learning how to kind of surrender control and rely on source a little bit more, to be able to move about how you navigate this part of your journey. So again, if there's something that you've been really wanting to do and you kind of felt a little bit fearful about it, you're kind of stepping into your north node, if anything, as you're doing this, and putting, you know, some action, you know, behind your words is what I'm picking up on. We have the waxing, sorry, the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon here. Hold your vision, fixed moon, yeah. Set your sights on what you want and go towards it. Go towards the light. Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Nice. Really sit down and think about what it is that you want to do, and then put those actions forward. So we have a card that's repeating itself now. It's out officially on the spread. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon is out again. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. I think there's a blue moon coming up. Is there, or did that happen already? I'm starting to feel like that might have already happened. I'm trying to remember. If you guys are, you know, into moonology and stuff, let me know. If you're aware of when that, if it did happen, when, and if it hasn't happened, when is it going to? It did happen, right? Okay. I felt like it did. I was like, I started getting moon phases like kind of confused after a while. I think, you know what it is, because I wanted to do a reading about it, and then I kind of forgot about it. So whatever the case, there was some moon that was like really important that was coming up, and I forgot what, I don't remember what it was, and that's why I'm having a hard time like kind of remembering. But nonetheless, very, very big stuff happening here for you guys. A time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. Yeah, like I said, I'm really bad with moon cycles. I want to get more into that, but like I'm not quite there. Like I'm actually impressed with people who like really know that stuff so well. I'm like, how do y'all know? What the hell is this? Something just popped up on here that I've never seen before. It says add a Q&A sticker for $1. So what, you guys pay me? I'll take $1. No, what we got here? Wow, look at this. I just said something about it. You guys are stepping into your North Node, and look what it actually says. Literally, step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So you're stepping into the unknown. You're stepping into the things that might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. You and your loved ones are safe. New Moon in Cancer on the top here, and middle of the deck we have balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full Moon in Pisces. Nice, 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 nice. And that kind of goes back to what we were picking up on with the like surrendering to the divine, right? It's like, sometimes, it's kind of hard to put all that faith and trust into that because you're like, well, I mean, I also have free will, so what do I do about that? But being able to know like when it's okay to kind of surrender control versus when it's time to take control, being able to know the difference and weigh them out. It's a little bit of a science, if you ask me. What we got here when I split the deck. Oh, we're moving into the Gateway of Light activation, which was gifted to me by my girl over here, the Phoenix Priestess. I love this deck, and I typically use them whenever I do like these moonology type of readings. What the fuck is that? I heard my cat, and I'm like, she's in my house. Why is she crying like that? Well, it might be a cat outside, the street alley cat's trying to tuck my baby. Leave my baby alone. But yes, when I split the deck, we have Memories of Atlantis. It says Spiritual Acceleration. I almost said Activation. Progress and Technology, along with Seraphim's Gateway. Voice Activation, Angelic Attunement, and Divine Support. Interesting. So definitely like on the up and up, moving on into some really great things. Technology might be a very important factor for some of you when it comes to whatever this venture is that you're about to kind of, head into. Yeah, she's a little hot tamale over here, so she's a hot commodity, and they be trying to get at her. There'll be cats all outside the window, meow meow, and then fighting, trying to get to my daughter. I'm like, no, thank you. She ain't no street cat. She stays right here in the house. Seraphim's Gateway with that voice activation. I'm getting two different messages with that. One message I'm getting is for those of you who have, been really thinking about this whole, like, putting your voices out there. And I know some of my folks who are watching, that's definitely your story. Putting your voice out there more and working with technology in order to do so. Being on the net a little bit more, right, through different, apps and stuff like that. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, so on and so forth. Hey Faith, how are you? I'm getting that as part of the message here, but I'm also getting using your voice in the sense of as you get closer to the divine, being able to receive that divine support, but being able to receive it also means being able to ask for, the help, right? I'm getting something like that. So let's do some shuffles, and then we're going to get about 4 out of here, and then we'll dive deeper, see what else is going on with you guys that you guys need to be aware of. A little bit more about whatever is happening in your energy. As the messages resonate, let me know in the comments or through your reactions. Hitting that like button, all those different things are great and helpful when it comes to knowing if this is making sense to you. And keep in mind, because it is a collective message, everybody's story is different, so only take the messages as they resonate. There we go. As we were talking about, like feeling that passion and fire behind something that you're doing. We have solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, and willpower. Nice. Okay. Top of the deck. We've got Temple of Truth. Remember I said something, you can't make it up. Remember I said something about using your voice, throat chakra, authenticity, and self-expression. You can't make it up even if you wanted to. And middle of the deck, we have Gaia Gateway Activation, Learning Experiences, Wisdom Transmission, and Earth Intelligence here in the middle of the deck. So some of you guys might be able to use your voice in a way where you're able to deliver vital information based off of your personal experiences that can help other people when they are overcoming their own personal experiences as well. I do that here. Um, I'm still learning as I go. I'm a work in progress, but based on the things that I do happen to know, I feel that I'm equipped enough to be able to help you on your journeys, and thus still continue to help myself on mine. Not to mention, I've learned a lot from even you guys on here. There's things that because I don't know everything. So when I learn things from you guys, I'm like, thank you for sharing that important information. And I know, like Monica, she drops gems all the time. She's very well in tuned with a lot of different information. A lot of you guys are. So I love when you guys share your knowledge and things like that in the comments and stuff. Or on your own platforms. That's why I always shout my people out. So we have three cards that came out. We have Emerald Tablet Activation, Cosmic Ordering, Divine Alchemy, nice, Conscious Manifesting, right? We were talking about, like in the title itself, it says what's being manifested, right? So that makes a lot of sense there. It's like it's all in divine order and divine timing. It's meant to happen exactly the way it's happening. Star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home and soul family. I feel like we've been building a great um, soul tribe here. On this channel together, working together, helping each other. Build up and raise up. So I hope that people who are newer to the community see that and decide to stick around so that they could be a part of it too, because we're all growing and expanding around here. Confirmation. Third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, and clear seeing. Yeah, remember I said something about setting sights higher. I mentioned that earlier. I just felt the need to say that. It didn't really come from anywhere per se, but like I felt inclined to say those particular words. Oh, thank you, love you, girl, love all of y'all. Bottom of the deck it says serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. Yes, be seen. She Radio literally just said, I'm a rock star. No, you guys are rock stars. But yeah, being seen is important right now. Being able to get yourself out there is going to be important in some kind of way. And if, let's say if, using, technology is going to be in a different way for you. Maybe it's going to be something like I did just hear personal assistant. So maybe you're going to be like a virtual assistant and help somebody from people from a distance. That's a business. You could start something with that. I did hear that just now. So, it could be different for everybody. Keep that in mind as well. But whatever it is that you've been wanting to do, they're telling you to keep pushing forward with it. Akashic Stargate. I knew this card was going to come up because I kept hearing the word Akashic, and ironically enough, I ended up bringing these out. Maybe that's why I brought them up, because I kept hearing the word. But yeah, Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose. Crossroads. I also said something about crossroads energy because like some of the cards were coming out in twos. I literally mentioned that. Those of you who were here from the beginning, I'm not lying. And no wrong path. Yeah, as I mentioned, pathway. Wow. Seraphim's gateway, voice activation. Angelia is here again. Can't make this up. Hey Raul, how are you? The teacher will always be the student. Exactly. 100%, because we're constantly gaining new knowledge, always, and then we're able to bring that knowledge to other people. Anybody who thinks they know everything, they don't know anything at all. Just saying. Be mindful of those kind of folks. Crown chakra upgrade, I like that. Divine connection, holy experiences, and miraculous energy. So you're really like getting in alignment, guys. Like that's so dope. Really working on that. That crown chakra is about to start opening up. Some of you guys, I don't know, I've mentioned this on more than one reading recently. You might be experiencing like headaches or like tingling in your scalp, stuff like that. You might be having weird ass dreams, stuff like that. Yeah. Aw, thank you. I love that. For those of you, like if you come in later, She Radio, 333. She just said, I just got a motivational quote. You are a masterpiece even while you are in progress. And she said that was for me. I love you. Thank you. Bottom of the deck, we have karmic cord clearing, energetic clearing, which is definitely what this new moon energy represents. As my my right nostril is starting to itch. Rewrite your history. I said history, but that's not what it says here. Rewrite your story and live your truth is here. I am doing well. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for being here. I hope you stick around. I'm happy you're well. That solar light upgrade is here again. And a lot of stuff with chakras. So it's definitely with so many chakras showing up, and then that crown chakra there too on the main spread. Like it's definitely giving like you guys have like really started to find some. As I'm looking at this card too, it's like it's a white bird, it's kind of giving me a dove almost. It's probably not actually a dove, but it's kind of giving me that. And then there's like it looks like almost like a little heart. It's probably like this little feet or something, but it looks like a heart almost. But it's like as you're opening up all those chakras, right? That crown chakra opens up and really, allows for some great things to start coming in for you guys. Palladian activation, come together right now over me. Some of you guys might be Beatles and or Michael Jackson fans. Let me know in the comments. Yes, coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. We saw a card about resolutions earlier. That there was a resolution on the horizon kind of thing. Yeah, now the left side of my nose is itching, which is representative of the past energy. So this is what's like being let go, and then you have this other energy coming in, this positive energy. So I like that a lot. Let's get one more from here, Spirit. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper with what I call my pink deck. Yes, officially on the spread. We saw it twice already, but now it's officially here. Solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, and willpower. Love that. Nice. Bottom of the deck, Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge. Yes, taking care of your physical vessel, very important. Trusting in the process, and Dharma. So, your good karma is starting to come in. We did talk about karmic release and all that stuff. So now we're seeing that energy kind of showing up again, and, being on the positive receiving end of karma, but like I said, in a positive way, which is your Dharma. Top of the deck, we have sacred inner peace, inner space. It says sacral chakra, tenderness, and sensuality. And I mean, the sacral chakra is sometimes representative of creation. So, you guys might be really in this process of creating and transmuting your energy. So let's say, even if you're going through, things that are not so great, using that as like the fire within you to kind of, light yourself up. Hey, sis, what's up, girl? Hey, girl, hey. So we got Tears and Wheat Tarot Show up in the building, too. Another one of my sisters. Check her out as well. Amazing reader, amazing person. All of my peoples that are up in here, so thankful. You guys are the best. But yeah, check all the ones that I told you to check out. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it. Okay. But yes, so now, and hey Raul, I just noticed that you were asking something. This is actually just a collective reading right now. If you would like to stick around, that's up to you. If not, totally understandable, but I'm not doing like personals right now at this moment. Just a collective message. So if you want to stick around, just make sure that you keep in mind that, only take the messages as they resonate, just in case it's not your story. All right, so I feel inclined to read from here. Ooh, look, I didn't even do anything. I'm just like trying to like look at, if the cards were upside down or not. Moon. What does it say? It says mystery, intuition, illusions, hidden truths, dreams, emotional cycles, and the subconscious mind. Interesting. And that's just on the top of the deck. I didn't even do anything there. Peace is on the bottom. I heard peace be still. Finding peace, a state of mental and emotional balance, free from anxiety and disturbances. And interestingly enough, peace, love, and your dreams. Yeah, Monica was just saying a little while ago how she's been doing a lot of journaling, and it's been like a nice purging kind of energy, feeling like a weight lifted in a way. that was not her choice of words, and I really liked the way that she worded it. So if you guys are still in the chat when you watch this, like, you guys can scroll up, because I don't remember the exact wording, but it was a pretty clever way of wording it. I think she said mentally and emotionally constipated and not feeling that anymore, which I believe that's what was said. We have in the middle of the deck inaction, not taking any steps or making any effort towards a situation or problem. So I'm getting this is more like past energy. I think you guys have gotten to a point where you realize, like, in order to kind of have that sense of peace within yourself, you know that you're going to have to kind of get past, like, the barriers that you've maybe even created in your own head with your own emotions and fears and anxieties and things like that, and be able to say, okay, well, I have to actually take a little bit of action towards what it is that I want in order to achieve this. So that's what I'm getting. All right, so let's do a few shuffles. Get maybe 3 from here, and then we'll pull from the tarot. I think maybe a cross of truth would be good for like a 5-card spread, one or the other. I'm not sure yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, though. Let's see. I just saw the change card. Changes in the air is what I'm kind of getting. Butterfly, transformation. And one more shuffle. Okay. Reverend Michael Beckwith. Gotta check him out. I try to keep a mental note of the name. All right, we have dream. I heard dream big. Things that may or may not be possible but are always desired or wished for, right? And we did talk about, like, this energy of, there might be something that you felt like maybe wasn't attainable for a while, or attainable. Which one is grammatically correct? I'm not sure. I like writing and stuff, but this one actually just stumped me. So obtainable and attainable, I feel like they're kind of, are those like interchangeable? You guys let me know. But yes, so maybe felt like something was out of reach. Ooh, wealth on the top, prosperity, luxury, a state of having money, resources, or possessions, emotional and material abundance. Nice. I can dig it. Target, the desired, sought after, or intended situation to be found or achieved. I like that. Okay, yeah, let's get like 3 or 4 cards from here. This should give us a little more insight. What's this? Harvest. Ooh, I like these cards that are coming out, guys. This is really nice. Reaping results, gathering rewards, collecting what has been sown, whether efforts, emotions, or consequences. So your harvest is coming in. You put a lot of effort into the things that you've been trying to manifest, and now you're going to start seeing those things come together. I will say, be careful of people who want to take from you. That's an energy that that was starting to go crazy now, both sides, especially the right side. So maybe as you're coming up, people are going to try to bring you down. So be careful with that. It says rats, insatiable tendency to hide or conceal, and theft. So just be careful of people trying to take from you your energy, your time, your resources. Yeah. Don't let them come towards you. Inaction and repair. Correction, restoring to its original state, the effort to fix or repair. So you might be rebuilding from for some of you, this is something that's coming in and it's a warning, and for others of you, this happened already and you're about to, reap your benefits all over again tenfold, because of the fact that these are people who took from you already, and you know who these people are. For some of you, it could be both. So just be mindful, of past energies trying to return and things like that. Protect your energy. All right, let's get 2 or 3 more from here, and then we're going to look into the tarot. Ooh, excuse me. That came from way down deep. Sorry. All right, we have dead end. Wow, clearing this throat chakra for real. A place or condition where things must stop or options are exhausted. So you might have felt like you were at a dead end, or people might have even tried to cause that for you. But You know, I'm getting that, you know, I just heard I want to be starting something. Too hard to get over, too hard to get under. You had to make your own way out of no way. So it's like, you know, when all those doors are trying to close in your face, you find another way to get through to where you're trying to go. Because it ain't about, you know, people trying to stop your, you know, stop your shine. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. Because you're about to see your justice, your karmic justice. Fairness, balance, truth, accountability, equality, and making decisions based on what is right and ethical. You know, those scales are balancing. Ambition. This is chess, not checkers. I'm saying that for a reason. You'll see why. The desire to achieve and develop higher status, skills, and success. Compete. You can't compete where you don't compare, baby. So people might try to steal your shine, and guess what? It ain't happening. Try to take you off your path, labyrinth. Situations that are often difficult to understand or solve, complex. You know, where finding a way out is challenging. As I said, trying to make a way out of no way. You know, that wording is kind of crazy. All right, let's get two more from here. Yeah, you might have felt lost. You know, that could have been a challenge for you, feeling lost. But at the same time, like again, you figured out a way to get through your circumstances, making a way out of no way. Her fro is dope. If I never fucked up my hair with heat, man, my fro would have been so big, guys. For those of you who saw my fro before it got super big, my shit was like out here. I was looking at pictures, I was like, oh, that shit's big. And then I messed it up with heat. I cut it down. Wonder how long it is now once I take my braids out. I'll be back to my nigga nap soon. I take these braids out. All right, we have cross. It says religious belief, spirituality, surrender. We talked about surrender. Prayers, the battle between good and evil. So this is kind of giving me like, it could represent a couple things because it is giving kind of like endings as well, especially with that dead end card that also showed up. But the other thing I'm picking up on is, especially as it's talking about like spirituality and surrender and all of that, we did see a card that literally says surrender to the divine earlier. So, you know, I'm getting kind of that sense of trusting in source more as you navigate this part of the journey, right? When you feel lost and being able to rely on whatever it is that you believe in a little bit more. Yeah, throwing out, you know, anything that no longer serves you, getting rid of any of that. You have rubbish here, waste, garbage, or something considered worthless or of poor quality. Anything that's like weighing you down, you know, you're decluttering. Mixer. The coming together of differences, chaos, confusion, and complex situations. You know, so you might have felt like your life was all mixed up and out of sorts, but now you're starting to see things, you know, as you're decluttering your life, you're starting to see things kind of, you're feeling a lightness. I said that earlier. I was like, I feel lighter all of a sudden as I'm doing this reading. Like when I first, before I started, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I'm tired. But as soon as I got on, I'm like, and then the sun like all of a sudden started coming out. I'm like, damn, okay, we might be onto something here. So a lot of you guys might be feeling very similar to that. We have surprise, 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 surprise. An event that occurs suddenly and unexpectedly. So, you know, something might just kind of happen out of nowhere where you're like, oh shit, wasn't expecting that. And it could be, you know, the hand of the Most High offering you something, or you know, guiding you, taking you out of your circumstances, and you know, putting you in, you know, your harvest, you know, that you've, you know, been working so hard on. What we got? Ambition is here again. The number 7 might be significant. Let me know in the comments. Getting like lucky number 7. Again, we have the desire to achieve and develop higher status, skills, and success. Compete. Yeah, feeling really ambitious, really, you know, powerful, very strong, feeling confident in yourself with this willpower that's kind of, you know, coming through too. Remember I said something that felt like, wow, did I end up changing my wording to that? Unreachable? I think I did, didn't I? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I said something might have felt unattainable, and then I was like, where is the word unobtainable? And then I was like, well, maybe it's just unreachable. I think I said that, but on the bottom of the deck we do have that here. Things that are difficult to obtain or reach and may need to be given up. So you might have felt like giving up, because you maybe felt like there was no end of that rainbow there, trying to get to where you're trying to go, not feeling like you're being guided in the right direction for a bit. But that could have been confusion done by your own fears and anxieties, things that are happening behind the scenes. um yeah, we have witch in the middle of the deck. Witch. To enchant, to be enchanted, to be influenced or under the influence, a mystical or supernatural person or event. Now, I wonder if there was somebody who was trying to keep you confused, because we do have this moon energy, which could be your own fears and anxieties, but there could be something happening. There could have been something happening behind the scenes that was trying to keep you back. Another person kind of playing in your energy. Um, I don't want to go throwing out the terms, dark magic or black magic and all that stuff necessarily, or spell work or any of that. But it could just be, kind of sending even the evil eye. That's spell work in and of itself, right? So it's like somebody who's just a hater, who, if they're kind of powerful too, and they know how to just like their words just kind of manifest, like, well, I hate that bitch. I hope that she, doesn't get that promotion, and all of a sudden you don't get that promotion, or you know what I mean, or you start all of a sudden falling on bad luck, and or I'm gonna put air quotes around that, bad luck, bad times, or tough times. There could have been somebody kind of, you know, I don't want to use the word like necessarily manipulating the energy per se, but in a way, like possibly. Um, so it could have been something along those lines. But you are very divinely protected, and the more in tune you are with the divine and with spirit, whatever you believe in, your ancestors, so on and so forth, they'll they'll be a goddamn fool to fuck with you. Okay, boo boo. Look, the moon. When I go to split the deck, you can't make this shit up. So it's like, yeah, this could have been happening behind the scenes that you didn't know. So some of the tough times that you might have been facing could very well have had something to do with that. Somebody may be messing with your either mojo, like your ability to kind of find that willpower. You're messing with your confidence. Somebody who knows how to say the really the wrong things, but for them the right things. For you at the wrong times. It's like, how can I fuck with their confidence? How can I, you know, while they're building themselves up, how can I knock them down? It's giving me that. Hey, Randy, man. I see my girl was saying something. Sorry. Aww. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is very different. Yes, it's nice when people are, mindful in that way, and can, I love to offer compliments all the time. I love to build people up. That's just what I do. Um, like always, men, women, doesn't matter. Like, I'll like if it's a guy, I'll say something like, "Wow, I really like your sweater." Like they're like, "Thanks," or your haircut's really nice. Looks good on you. Like not in a flirty way either, just like an honest compliment. You know, not like I want to sit on your face or anything, but like no, literally, you look nice. You know what I mean? I'm crazy. Oh, sorry if you guys are new to the channel. I be saying some off the wall shit on here sometimes. Just saying, a little bit crazy, just a little bit. But no, seriously, and I love to compliment women too. I'm definitely like you know a girl's girl. Like I love to tell other women like, oh, I love your nails. Like, oh wow, your hair's so pretty. Like, wow, your complexion, girl, with that shirt popping. Like I just love doing stuff like that. You know, let's spread some kindness around, right? Actually, wait, what does my shirt say today? It says, "Be bold, be strong, be happy, be original, be you." I didn't even remember what the shirt said, but it's kind of falling in line, right? It's pretty on brand for what we're talking about. But yeah, so what do we have here on the bottom of the deck? We have Nine of Wands, and that's talking about, the first thing that stands out, even though I know the meaning of all the words, all the cards, but that first thing right there, resilience. Yes, you have the uphill battles in your life, and, you've been feeling tested and tired and just like, what the fuck, you've been feeling that. And, the nice thing is despite feeling that sense of tired, maybe that's why I felt the way I felt before I went on, because I was like, all of a sudden, like, I was tired at work, but it was like way different when I got in the house. I was just like, oh my God, I sat on the couch for a second. I knew I had to do stuff for my mom and stuff real quick, and I was just like, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to this live. I'm really tired. And I scheduled it this morning, so I was like, oh fuck, I already scheduled it, so I really probably should, stick to it. But I was like, okay, I have to, suck it up, Buttercup. We're gonna do this. And now I'm on. I feel like perked up, as you guys see. But maybe that's where that was coming from, right? Like that slump of just like, when is this going to get better? This is fucking tiring. It's challenging. It's a lot to take in. It feels burdensome at times. So, that could be really. I look down and my eye literally just went to the word fatigue. That might be what you feel. Hey, Care Bear, I like your name. It's cool. And I don't know if I've ever seen your name before. And if I have, please bear with me. I just don't remember seeing. I'm usually pretty good at remembering people's names on here. But if you are new, welcome. And I hope you stick around. Thank you for being here. And thank you, my daughter. I'm sure she is thankful, right, Rennie Man? She's like, I know I'm a hot, sexy mama. You looking at me like, bitch, what are you doing? She's like, she's chilling and she's looking at me like, what are you doing? Hi, mommy. You are so cute. Hi. That's not an invitation to go on my lap and scratching at my leg. All right, back to business. Top of the deck, and we got a lot of because we talked about a lot of that fire kind of energy. Now we're starting to see wands showing up in the tarot portion, which is making a lot of sense. We have Ace of Wands here, which is about passionate new beginnings. Love that. Ooh. Oh, that is tonight, isn't it? What time is it? Ooh, I gotta hurry up. I got her. Look, another Wands card, King of Wands. That's about somebody who is a business person. They're a leader, confident. Yes, you guys are trying to step into this. I love that. Yay! I'm happy that you said that this is helpful. Welcome to the fam. And definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I've been doing a little bit better, right, guys? For those who know, I teeter-totter between doing really good for a while and then I kind of fall back. So I've been doing pretty good this week. I think this is my third time on this week, so it's not bad. I might go back on again on Saturday. We shall see. Throat chakra. All right, so we're gonna do a cross of truth. Let's do a cross of truth. Damn, I forgot. Not that I forgot that you go on tonight, but because I scheduled it on purpose at a certain time, but then things happened when I came home, so I had to do things differently. And now I went on a whole half hour late, so that's throwing me off. But I'm gonna try to get the message out, but in maybe a faster pace, because me, I yap. And I know a lot of my subscribers are also Latisse subscribers. Again, check her out, Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, where you sure enough never know what you're gonna get. All right, friends. So we got 3 cards out as the overall energy. We have 9 of Pentacles, which is about your financial stability and independence. We have the Temperance, which I like. That's Sagittarius energy, which is a fire sign. But yeah, finding that sense of peace and balance is what I'm kind of getting. And we also have Knight of Cups, which is usually a love card, but the thing that's kind of standing out to me right now is this right here. Because it's usually a gesture of some sort romantically, but creative expression is the thing that stood out to me. And being that we've been talking a lot about expression and creativity throughout this reading so far, I'm going to go with that. I feel like that's really what they're trying to kind of have us hone in on. The Emperor is here, kind of maybe being your own boss, that kind of thing. And that's more fire energy because that's Aries. So King of Pentacles. Now that's Taurus, and this is about the new moon in Taurus. So stability, I like that. So we got that 9 of Pentacles. That's about stability as well. So I like this. More wands with 2 of Wands here with choices, right? Making the conscious effort and choice to go in that direction, right? Of the things that it is that you've been wanting to do is what I'm getting here. So Let's see. And yes, please put me on the list. I would love it. I would greatly appreciate it. And I love you. Let's see. What's the challenge? Probably I'm saying about confidence or something. Let's see. Or being in your head. Let's see. It's about the action aspect. And we did see cards about, actually that's one of the first cards that came out. It's time to take action. That's the first card out. And this card is about action. So that's been the challenge, going towards it, right? Actually moving forward with it. Maybe making the actual decision to do so, being clear headed enough to say, okay, I feel confident, even though this is not about confidence, but we are talking about confidence throughout the reading. So I'm kind of getting like, if you are one of those people who you might be an overthinker, raise his hand, that might have kept you actually stuck and stagnant or inactive. So, just not allowing yourself to get too in your head, being too logical, right? Finding that balance, right? Between just kind of being an action taker and, hey, real cowboys, how are you? Yes, choices. And on here it literally says major choices first thing, because usually it's like a love card, but I'm not picking up on that at all here. Um, excuse me. Yeah. Uh, Partnerships with the right people is what I'm picking up on too. Wow, that's way too many cards. I'm not taking all that. Yeah, we're not taking all of these. All right, tell us more. What is the recent past? What's that recent past energy looking like? Okay, that's interesting. So we have the Three of Cups. Not sure how I feel about that as the recent past when we have, because that's going to probably represent some type of challenge of some sort too. I hope it's not. Well, we did have that card. What was it? Rats, which was like fake ass people. Ah, look. Thank you for the confirmation, Spirit. Three of Pentacles, secrecy within a unit of people, possibly friends. The Devil, fake ass friends. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. So that's what it is. Yep, they wanted to keep you stuck when it came to your craft and what it is that you're doing. So let's say if you guys do like something very similar for work or whatever, whatever it is that you've been wanting to work on, they might have tried to play with your head, make you feel like you weren't going to be good enough at it and stuff like that, and kept you kind of feeling set back. Um, and now you're feeling a lot more confident in yourself and you're going after what it is that you would like to do. Wow, that's pretty fucked up, man. I don't like that energy at all. Tell us more. What's the incoming? Wow. Yeah. So you had to find that confidence within yourself, to build that back up because yeah, these people made you feel like crap about yourself. You knew that you had to get to a point where you couldn't allow that anymore. That's what I'm getting. What is the incoming? Thank you. Oof. See? We're talking about deception and weird, sneaky people. We have to be kind of, mindful. Seven of freaking swords. We got to be careful with these people. Because these are people who want to keep you, held down. No, thank you. I heard face in the sand. They want to keep your head in the sand, right? And keep you from being able to kind of see your own vision is what I'm kind of getting. Like, as you're trying to set your sights higher and have a brighter, outlook on things, they want to try to dim your light. And I think that's why it's like, how, you see how the light keeps going light, dark in here? Like, that's also pretty wild, right? We have the Six of Swords here, which is about kind of healing and moving forward. It's a transitional period for you right now as you move on from these kind of individuals and step into your sense of higher self and higher confidence. Yeah, you're distancing yourself from that. the Three of Wands. You know, you're putting those things behind you now. Yeah. But keep in mind, these are warnings from Spirit. We have the Page of Swords in the middle of the deck in the reverse. And it's like, it literally says malice, hypocrisy, suspicion, problem, someone who is concerned with the feelings of others. So this is somebody who you have to really be, you know, mindful of when it comes to this type of energy, because they don't have your best interest at heart. So yeah, keep, you know, maybe up your own spiritual protection is what I'm getting a little bit too. And that's been showing up a lot lately, like just like these fake ass people, whether it's exes trying to pop back around to see if they could, you know, get a taste again because they see you coming up, or you know, again, these fake friends and things like that. No thank you, walk out of here with that bullshit. Tell us more. What's maybe like the basis of this, or like what's maybe going on behind the scenes that the collective doesn't know? The foundation. Thank you. Yeah, it all comes down to your confidence again. And the thing is, it's like I'm getting like also like your light also irritates their demons is what I'm picking up on too. Remember, they showed up as the devil, just saying. And like look at that word right there, vibrancy, right? Your light. It does something to these individuals. And for some of you, it could have been up to like 3 people, you know, who felt some kind of way about you trying to step into your higher self and, you know, do, you know, things that, you know, are suitable for you, for your growth, right? Especially if it's something about like, you know, business opportunities and creative ventures and stuff like that. They wanted to maybe steal your ideas. I'm getting all kind of shit. We have the Hierophant here on the bottom. I'm also kind of getting, let me just see what's on the top. Yeah, there's stuff from the past. 6 of Cups. You know, maybe like your value system too. It's like, you know, I'm getting something like, I am picking up on something. Like this very like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a mindset that some people have. Like this is not the right word, so bear with me. I took sociology and I can't think of the word right now. Somebody in here is probably gonna know. But like people who have like a mindset of like community, right, and group. Groupthink could be one of the things, but that's not really what I'm picking up on. That's not the right term. But people who care about like the community, right? They care about other people. So like that's a part of their value system. They're like, how can I help everybody else? It's not really an individualistic kind of approach. Therefore, you know, when you come across people who are kind of off for themselves, it's like that's different for you in the sense of well, I don't operate like that. I actually give a shit about other people. Well, now I'm kind of getting this that could be it, something like that. That could be something like that. It could be something along those lines. Collectivist. It definitely could be something like that. But I think you guys see where I'm going with it, right? Like that is a term probably very similar to that, if that's not the term right there. But yeah, very, very like caring about the whole community versus just yourself. Not very individualistic. Individualistic. There you go. I had to say it slow. Different approach. That's what I'm kind of picking up on. So maybe having to kind of reset your ideals when it comes to that. Does that make any sense? Look, the devil, I'm telling you. That was a tongue twister. Please don't laugh at me too much. I couldn't get it out. But you guys, I thank you for bearing with me while I was trying to get the word. I'm like, I can say this. I can do it. I can do hard things. All right, tell us more. What is the likely outcome? And then we're going to be almost done. We're going to get some advice from the Akashic Oracle deck. And then we're going to get some angel answers to close out. And that'll be it. Yeah. 3 of Wands is the outlook here. Seeing things differently, right? And I'm getting, because it, you know, it says foresight, so it's going to represent a lot of planning, but it's also about distancing. It's about being able to, you know, the 2 of Wands represents choices. The 3 of Wands is the actual action behind those choices. And if you look, there's, you know, those two staffs behind them, and then there's that staff in front of them that they're actually reaching out for. That's the action part. And it takes diligence, right? It takes patience within self to get there, but that's where you guys are kind of headed. A lot of Wands energy in this reading. And that's going to allow for some stability with this King of Pentacles, which is really, really cool. Yeah, but no crying over spilt milk. Fuck those people. They are what they are. Leave that behind, right? Don't dwell on it. Yeah, because this is where you're going to end up staying. You know, putting in all this hard work and dedication for nothing. Like, let's not, you know, allow ourselves to, you know, go backwards. We're moving forwards, upward and onward, towards the future. And looks like it's looking pretty fucking great. So, yeah. All right, so let's get maybe 2 cards from here for some advice pieces from Spirit, from the Akashic Oracle, and then a couple of messages from the Angel Answers deck, and I think that should be it. If you guys enjoyed this reading, which I hope that you did, I hope you got something out of it, I hope it resonated, and you haven't done so already, subscribe, hit that like button, all that good stuff. I'm really grateful for you guys being interactive throughout the reading and the comments and everything with your, again, with your comments and reactions and all that. Thank you so much for all of those very, very helpful things. Bottom of the deck, we have compassion. It says, you're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, and a horrible friend, be a loving comforter who always has your own back. Wow. See, this is what I'm talking about. I love to see people come in here and have knowledge that I don't possess. I'm not, I would love to get bigger into astrology. I'm not quite there yet. So I always like kind of, I'll kind of give the floor to you guys in those moments. Like, I don't know, so can y'all tell me, do y'all know? And, you know, then we get people like you who actually are aware. And I love that. We have stand your ground on the top. It says, there is something you want to fight for, yet you are choosing to hide instead. Create a boundary and speak up for what you believe in. Here on the top. Middle, we have scattered energy. You have too much on your plate and have lost your focus. This is causing you to feel exhausted, yep, and overwhelmed. Prioritize your well-being and create a new plan. How's that for coming back full circle? Oh, fuck, I just put them in the... I have to do that. I'm going to fix these later. Like when you split the deck and then when you put them back together, you put them in the opposite direction. All right. Let's see. Yeah, they messing with the wrong one, right? Care Bear? Like, your name might be cute, but I bet you'll energetically fuck somebody up if you have to. Like, they ain't come to play. Your ancestors, your spirit guides, right? Wow. I love me some Tina Turner. That's my girl right there. All right. So we're gonna get like 2 from here, I think. Some closing messages and then some closing messages from the Angel Answers. Greatly appreciate you guys for being here. All right, what we got? Step back. You are being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. Remember I said like something about like setting your sights higher, seeing things from a different angle or perspective. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. Exactly. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective needed. Wow. How's that for a little bit of a full circle there? Because we did talk about that earlier. It was one of the first things that we kind of saw. What we got? Be present. You are undergrounded, and meaning you need to get grounded. And spending too much time in your head. Didn't I say something about that? You can't make it up even if you wanted to, guys. Something has caused you to retreat in your mind. It's time to bring consciousness to it, so you can resolve it and start living life more fully again. Love that. I'll be right there, girly. I'll be there probably in like about 5 minutes. All right, what we got here? Stuck in fear on the bottom. You're thinking of all the things that could go wrong, but what about all the things that could go right? Make a paradigm shift in your thinking and take inspired action anyway. Action. A lot of stuff about action. All right, girly. Thank you for being here. Love you. I'll see you in a little bit. See it through is here on the top. You don't always finish what you start. Or that y'all talking to me, ain't y'all? You don't always finish what you start, and then talk badly about yourself because of it. Break through the karmic pattern. I talked about breaking karmic cycles earlier by seeing a project through to the end, and then be proud of what you've accomplished. Man, listen, I love this. Middle of the deck, we've got inner peace, and it has lotuses, which is my whatchamacallit, my logo. You are letting outside circumstances create turmoil and frustration within you. Remember, you always have the power to choose your response. Exactly. Let inner peace attract a higher vibrational outcome for you. I love that for you guys. I love that. I love that. This is awesome. All right, my loves. We're gonna get these last couple of messages for you from the angel answers, and then we're gonna. Well, I am going to go head over to Tears and Wheat Tarot show's reading. She does. Ooh, we have yes here with an exclamation point. Love that. She's doing readings for active subscribers. She does that every Thursday. So if you start showing up in her readings and stuff, she will be able to put you on the list on Thursdays. So if you guys want to check her out, you can just kind of get a feel of how amazing she is, and then maybe check her out throughout this upcoming week, and then maybe you could be put on the list next week. So just saying. Love to see you guys on the flip side over there. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ask your angels. Again, goes right back to what we were just talking about, right? With, very early on, we were talking about, being more in touch with the divine and being more trusting and, being able to, surrender control and ask, the Most High to help us through our ancestors, so on and so forth, our spirit guides, all of them help, right? And things will really start happening and shaping up in the near future, which I think that's awesome. Middle of the deck, look for a sign. So pay attention to like signs and synchronicities that are put into your path that your guides are helping you see, so that you can know that you're on the right path, right? If you ever need motivation or anything like that, it could be a song, it could be anything, numbers, stuff like that. So we got 3 cards that came out together. We have not the right. Oh, they're like right now is not the right time for for romance for somebody. They wanted to make an emphasis on that. Not the right time. Even though we did not pick up on romance at all in this reading, but yeah, it came out with that. This is the time to focus on yourself and improve your health. So maybe your mental health, your spiritual health, your mental health, all of that. She just went on, guys. So if you guys want to go check her out, do it. But yes, so right now this is about you. It's you time. Yeah, and that's what it's perfect timing for. It's perfect time for you to work on yourself. Practice some forgiveness. And I'm getting forgiveness of those who've trespassed against you, but also forgiving yourself, right? Maybe beating yourself up for things. And we saw a card that talked about that a little while ago. Maybe if you don't, pull, go through with things the way that you say you're going to do it or whatever, and then you beat yourself up later. Ooh, Lord knows that I'm good for that. But yeah, maybe working on something like that and not being so hard on yourself, right? Something like that. Remain positive here in the middle of the deck. Let's get one last card to close out. And again, thank you guys so much, especially of course, especially my road dogs who've already been rocking with me, but I'd really love to see these new names popping in and you guys sticking around and enjoying the reading. So I hope to see you guys some more in the near future. so grateful to have some new folks coming up here and enjoying, you know, what they're seeing. We have trust here, and we have peaceful resolution. We saw something about a resolution happening before. That was, we saw that energy like 2 or 3 times actually. Recovery. Again, this is a time for you. They said improving health, and now we have recovery. So this is definitely a time to just focus on you, right? And ask others for help. I get by with a little help from my friends. um, yeah, that's what I'm getting. That was a really good reading, guys. I really enjoyed delivering that message. So I really do hope that this was something that resonated. And yeah, so I do see some people saying it did resonate, which is awesome. So we're gonna call this reading a success and say, hey, Jeannie, what's up? Um, yeah, so I think it is time to skedaddle and go check out Lati from Tears and Wheat Tarot show now. And yeah, so you guys have a great rest of your evening. I probably won't check in on Friday, which is tomorrow. But I might see you guys on Saturday. Have to figure out what, you know, Spirit wants me to read about, and then go from there. But again, if you're new, just hit that subscribe button so you know when I'm on, and we'll kind of go from there and, you know, keep doing the damn thing. All right. So you guys, again, you guys are on a good path here. You know, it's just about the action and the passion and the fire in your belly to keep you guys going. So the more that you guys keep on doing what you're doing, you're going to see the successes happen in your life. So, and just forget about the haters. Fuck them. All right, my loves. You guys have a great rest of your night, though. And take care of yourselves, okay? Mwah. Bye.